Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for an electrifying ride through the top 10 nut checks in the NBA. From painful low blows to gut-wrenching hits, these moments will leave you cringing in disbelief and gasping for air. So get ready to witness the most jaw-dropping nut shots in basketball history, if you think you have the stomach for it. So buckle up and join us for this epic journey. With a crossover, you can knock down your opponent. You can try and drop them with a posterizing jam, but it's doubtful that hitting them in the nuts is ever the best course of action in any situation. But when LeBron James attempted to find Iman Shumpert on the outside, his ball went astray and went straight into Los Angeles Laker D'Angelo Russell's crotch instead. Oof. The youngster was instantly brought down as punishment for his enthusiastic effort to intercept the ball, sliding onto his stomach as both teams just continued to play. The case for active, aggressive defense has never been stronger.
I hope it's okay. So Russell's still down. We'll check on him when we come back.
On May 22, 2016, during Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Golden State Warriors, a moment occurred that left the sports world buzzing with controversy and debate. It was the moment when Draymond Green's infamous nut shot on Steve Adams took place. The incident happened in the second quarter of the game. Green, the fiery and passionate power forward for the Warriors, was battling with Adams, the tough and physical center for the Thunder, for position in the paint. As the two players jostled for the ball, Green swung his arm down between Adams' leg, striking him in the groin area. Ugh. Adams fell to the floor in pain, and the game was momentarily stopped as he received medical attention. The play was reviewed by the officials, who determined that Green had committed a flagrant foul. He was actually assessed a retroactive flagrant foul 1, which meant that he wouldn't be ejected from the game, but would receive a penalty point on his record. Now, the decision sparked outrage, of course, from Thunder fans and players who felt that Green should have been ejected for this intentional and dangerous act. On March 9, 2016, Clippers point guard Chris Paul released himself from a jump shot by striking Thunder forward Kevin Durant directly in the gonads. Whew. This led to a somewhat uncomfortable confrontation between two of the NBA's greatest players. Was it an accident or a cheap shot? Let's look into it. See, Paul was defended by Durant during the second quarter of the game. And before passing to teammate DeAndre Jordan, he head faked. Then he raced past Durant and struck him between the knees with an outstretched right arm. With Durant bent down, he simply recovered the ball and hit a shot. Now, Paul's move was a no-look strike as he was in motion, and it was a tremendously smooth blow to the nuts, if I might say so myself. But it's difficult to tell for sure if it was deliberate or not. Now, Sean Livingston ran into a small amount of difficulty while attempting to contain Dirk Nowitzki late in the third quarter of the Mavericks game. While Dirk was posting up, the two were doing some pretty standard bumping and grinding, and it seemed like Livingston was attempting to stop Dirk from driving in the center when suddenly, oh no! Classic Ric Flair move, a forearm to the nuts from behind. Now, the response came quickly. In an instant, Dirk grabbed himself, turned to face Livingston, was like, "What the fuck, man?" And Livingston immediately regretted his actions and made an effort to defend himself. Now, to be fair, it doesn't seem like he did it on purpose, but you can see Livingston pushing Dirk from behind from several angles, and his right arm either slipped or Dirk moved unexpectedly, or a mix of the two, leading to Livingston's arm to plunge precisely into Dirk's nuts. And a flagrant foul 1 was issued to Livingston. Now, Marcus Smart, a rookie point guard for the Boston Celtics, ought to know better than to strike another person in a manner in which he struck Matt Bonner of the San Antonio Spurs on Friday, March 20th, 2015. The fourth quarter was roughly 9 minutes old when Smart made Bonner pay for attempting to set a screen. Smart coiled up and delivered a less than friendly shot to the crotch region of Bonner as he attempted to avoid or pass through the veteran Spur. Shot to the crotch, Marcus Smart's to blame. Smart was obviously dismissed from the game after being given a flagrant 2 foul by the officials.
Unbelievable. I mean, I say that because Smart has played with...
Now, to compete in the NBA, you must have guts. Like, literally. The risk of testicle traumatizing cheap shots is one of the biggest risks when assembling 10 behemoths filled with testosterone to compete on the floor. But Ray Allen of the Boston Celtics was just given a 1-game suspension for throwing a low blow at Anderson Varejao of the Cleveland Cavaliers on April 12, 2009. And by defending the elbow with his thighs, though, the very lucky Varejao looks to have spared the lives of his unborn children. I don't know, maybe his junk is made of leather and steel. Not everyone else has been so lucky. Let's continue to check out the collection of the NBA's best, most uncomfortable low blows and see if you can keep your balls from shooting up into your stomach. Now, this technically isn't a nut shot, but how can you leave out a classic tussle between James Harden and Draymond Green? Harden fouled Green late in the second overtime session of the Houston Rockets' 132-127 victory against the Golden State Warriors on December 2nd, 2016. But Green swung his leg up on the way down after a jumper, hitting Harden in the face with his foot. Damn! The incident, which left Harden clutching at his head in agony, was classified as a flagrant 1, and the NBA league office's official definition was unnatural leg extension. Now this was a crucial second that sent Harden to the foul line for 2 attempts and possession. After Green made 1 or 2 shots, Harden blasted both to give the Rockets a permanent lead. Although it was hard to discern whether it was deliberate, Green does have a history of acting like this. Now, you won't believe this, but Draymond Green was not engaged in the first growing shot of the 2016 NBA Finals. It took nearly 3 quarters, but it finally happened. In the waning seconds of the third quarter of Game 1 on Thursday, June 2nd, 2016, Matthew Dellavedova of the Cleveland Cavaliers was robbed by Draymond Green. Oh, so he did have a little hand in it. But in an effort to increase the Golden State Warriors' advantage before the quarters finished, Green's teammate, the Golden State Warriors super sub Andre Iguodala, advanced the ball in transition. But as he reached the 3-point line, he stopped short. And Dellavedova's effort to reach in and grab the ball was intercepted by, something else. Now, Mitch Kupchak, the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, may not have enjoyed the spontaneous shout-out, but we know that Andre Iguodala did not. He swiftly turned around to object to Dellavedova's Southern Hemisphere greeting, but happily didn't go any further than some verbal sparring despite the player's frayed tempers and involvement. Upon replay review, Dellavedova was assessed a common personal foul rather than a flagrant foul for unnecessary and/or excessive contact. Dante Jones, one of Cleveland's most valuable bench players, was put up against Biyombo, who's been crucial for Toronto ever since Jonas Valanciunas' departure. Now, it does look like Jones is kind of out of control and flailing, so it's possible that the slap was an accident. But it is quite fortuitous, however, if this were an accident that happened to occur just 4 seconds after Jones joined the game. And Jones also had some experience with this kind of stuff in the past. Now, who won the challenge after the game was settled didn't really matter, but the consequences of a dick punch may have. Now, let's assume Biyombo reacted hastily and decided to hit back after feeling offended by someone punching him in the crotch. For Game 4, Jones and Biyombo will both be suspended. Without their 15th player, the Cavaliers will be alright moving forward, but the Raptors' already sparse front court will become much more so. On Tuesday, April 19, 2016, Harry the Hawk, the Atlanta Hawks mascot, seemed to sustain an injury where no mascot wants to. See, Harry was trying to leap between railings during the Hawks' rout of the Celtics in the third quarter when he landed forcefully on one of the bars with his legs spread wide open. Good Lord. How would we phrase this? Say, Harry came down straight on his bird's nest? It's possible this is some kind of bit, in which case Harry is way too dedicated to his mascot job. But at the very least, save those kind of antics for a conference finals series, Harry. And that's a wrap for our list of the top 10 nut checks in the NBA. And these moments may have been painful for the players involved, but they sure had us laughing until our sides hurt. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more entertaining and jaw-dropping content.